Hey everyone, I'm Joseph, and in this video, I'm going to build a really quick GitHub Pages page. We'll make the repo, we'll put a page up there, and we'll get it running live, and we'll go over what the link looks like, and really all the steps to that. It's really simple. It's only going to take a minute or two, and we'll get done here. So first things first, I have already pressed the new repo button, and the reason for that is I have a bunch of repos on my account, and I don't feel like blurring out the data or anything on my screen, so just skip that. I pressed the new button already. So I'm going to call this one Hello World. You don't have to give it a description. It is optional, excuse me. Um, you do have to make sure that it is public, right? And these three options down here, the README, the Git Ignore, and the license, those are all optional as well. I'm going to leave them blank so you can see just how minimalized we can get this, right? I'm actually going to leave my description blank. So the only thing you have to give it is a name. And the name does have to be something that you have not used before in any of the repos that you have access to. Right, so I call it my hello-world. I'm pretty sure somebody else in the world, somebody else in GitHub has the same repo, but I don't, so it's okay for me. All right. Um, and then we're going to create this repository. It immediately takes you to the code section, the overview for your repo. Now, my repo has no content in it whatsoever. I didn't even start with a README. So if I go into the settings, this is what I'm going to do first, actually. I'm going to go into the settings. We want to make GitHub Pages. We want to enable that. So we scroll down the first place in settings. We have GitHub Pages. And then GitHub Pages is currently disabled. You must first add content to your repository. So I have nothing in my repository, and I can't make GitHub Pages. I have to add something first. There's got to be something for me to display on GitHub Pages. So we're going to create that, and I'm going to create it right through here so that I don't have to change my screens around too much. So I'm going to make an index.html file, and I have a little piece of code that I'm just going to copy and paste in here. So I'm just going to paste a little bit of HTML that has a tiny little bit of style. Whoops. And it says hello world. Okay. So to do that, scroll down to the commit new file button. And when we commit it directly into GitHub, we don't have to push it because it's already here. All right, so here's my code. There's my one file. Go over to settings. And now we'll see, scroll down to GitHub Pages. Now we have to select the source. It's currently disabled. We have to select a source. So the source we want is main. Okay, that's going to be the main branch. We can have none or main. If I had a repo that had some branches and some content already in it, I might have some other choices, but I don't. I have the main branch or nothing. I can select. Next, I can select a folder. I can do root or docs. In this repo, the only thing that's going to exist there is some HTML content. So I'm going to pick the root. If you had a project that was some other code, and then in addition to that, you wanted to add some GitHub Pages content, then you would probably pick docs, and then you would put your information there. So I'm going to leave that as root. I am not going to choose a theme. I don't want to do that. If I choose a theme, that is for if you want to use one of the built-in themes and you want to make some README stuff and you want to use the GitHub provided themes, that is not what I want to do. I want to make my own HTML content and put it in there. So don't choose a theme. Choose the main branch, leave root as chosen by default, press save. Okay, and then it takes me down. It just refreshes the page after it saves. If I scroll back down here, now this is the URL to my page. So I'm going to right click, open in a new tab, and you'll see site not found. Okay, 404 error, there's nothing there. The reason for that is there's a delay. It's about 1 minute-ish, right? There is a delay when you load things in here. So I'm going to refresh this page. Okay, now this has turned green and it says my site is published at this link. So now if I refresh this content here, still not there. There is a little bit of a delay. All right, it's not too long. So that is the only thing we have to do just to get the basics working here. We give it at least one index.html, put whatever content you like in there. Once you have actually some other content, you can upload it here. I like to use the GitHub desktop app. You can do it directly through here and do add file like I did a moment ago. And if I refresh this, still not there. Let me refresh it a couple of times. It does take about a minute. That's the delay or the lag. Upload things, but go to settings, scroll down to GitHub pages. This is your URL. The URL is going to be your username.github.io/the repo name, and then another slash, and that's going to be the root URL for your GitHub pages website. If you're putting in some extra content in there, you have directories, whatever you build in there, that's what you're going to have. But this is the root URL for that website. So it is username.github.io, and then there is one directory that you have to go into. If you want to get rid of this directory, GitHub does let you make a repo with, I believe what you have to do is make a repo that is your username, and then that one will be the default repo for your whole entire account, and then you can omit using this folder here. It'll just be username.github.io. I think we've been at a minute. No, we've not been at a minute yet. Let's see, is it just because of the link? No, it's not the link. I'll put that in there. You don't want to enforce HTTPS. That's an option here once you've created it. In order to do that, you have to have some DNS and you have to have some HTTPS in there. This is going to require some extra setup, so you don't want to do that unless you do the extra setup. Custom domain, again, that's going to require you to have a real domain, and you can customize that. GitHub will, you can find what the IP address is for GitHub, and if you point your DNS over there, you can have a custom domain set up. Oh, it did not take this long when I was testing this just a minute ago. There it is. There it is. It took me way too long. I did a hard refresh, but there's my little Hello World website, right? On GitHub pages. Not too much content in there, but it is hosted for free on GitHub by GitHub pages. Right. Thanks for watching. That's it.